Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, this is Q Branch Woodworks, and today's project is a little rose engine Hollowform. Now this block is a part of a billet that I got from my friends over at Cali Hardwoods. You can find them on Instagram. The preparation will be the standard. Find center, cut off the corners, and get it round. Today I'm going to be mounting this blank to the lathe using my woodworm screw. From here, it's just a simple matter of knocking down the edges and getting this thing concentric. Now, at this point in the process, I have a loose idea of the form that I'm going for and what I want to do with it when I get it to the rose engine. Unfortunately, as is the case with many of my projects, things go a little bit awry in the middle and I have to pivot a bit. The funny thing is, I couldn't actually tell what was going wrong in real time. I had to start editing the video to figure it out. How's that for intrigue? Anyhow, on the bottom, all I'm doing is setting this up so that I can get it into my chuck jaws as fast as possible. From there, I can begin rough shaping the outside. Now, one of the sort of nice mini wins about this piece is that it's in side grain, so I can use my trusty old Carter & Son half-inch bowl gouge. Don't get me wrong, I love a spindle gouge when I'm turning in spindle orientation, but I'm most comfortable with this bowl gouge. I do probably 80% of the turning in my shop with this exact gouge. As far as form overall for this piece, I'm basically just trying to put the shoulder of the piece about a third of the way up, just a little bit more than halfway, give it sort of a top-heavy look. What I like to do once I get most of the bulk removed is to lay my bowl gouge down on its side and do some shear scraping on the outside. It leaves a nice surface and it lets me just sort of gently refine this curve without the risk of taking off too much material. Also, please excuse the voiceover for this video. My kids are homesick, which means that I am sick. Now, as usual, the YouTuber's dilemma. How much hollowing do I show you? This is me using the straight tool. This is me using that same straight tool, but as you can see, it's from a different angle. Oh look, an air duster. And here's the bent tool, from that first angle. And just because I like it, here's some more air duster. Alright, that's probably enough air duster. For those of you who are curious, this is the Carter & Son hollowing brace and the Trent Bosch hollowing tools. Once I get the inside cut down to an appropriate thickness, I just do some brief sanding on the outside. Now there's probably a better way to do this, but I've actually found this bent hanger and Velcro sanding system to be pretty effective for getting the inside smooth. Now, it's time to awaken the math machine. So my initial plan during this portion was to leave that sort of inner rim that I have there uncut, and then do a floral pattern in 2 layers around the outside. I speed up this video a lot, but this is what it actually looks like in real time when I'm cutting. Plenty of time to contemplate the vagaries of life. Now, once I got 2 layers of this opposing floral pattern cut, what I thought would be kind of cool to do is to swap this out for the drilling frame. This would let me cut a groove around the outside, and what I couldn't see is that I forgot to lock the tool handle, so if you watch the drill frame, it's just slowly creeping up, and I couldn't see this in real time. The result was that my pattern was all over the place because it kept impacting the piece at different points. As the height changed, so obviously did the location of the cutter. And again, in real time, I could not see what was going on. For the life of me, I could not figure this out. So what I decided was, I'm just going to cut a 3rd row to sort of try to cover it up. So this wasn't exactly the pattern that I was looking for, but you can't always get what you want in life. The good news is that I think it still came together as a cohesive piece. Now, with my last piece, I wasn't super happy about how wide the base was, so what I decided to do here was to use one of my mini live centers that I think that I got when I was turning pens back in the day. I really just wanted to make sure that I could get as close to the center as possible, really leaving like a super minimalist foot on here. I also used the live center in the other end to make sure that the opening was centered, basically to make sure that this entire thing came together concentrically. What I've found recently is that basically jamming everything up against the vacuum chuck, sometimes it can get a little bit out of alignment because it will flex a little bit, so it can grip in an unaligned position. Once I get the foot down as mini as I think I can reasonably go, time for a little bit of light sanding. From there, I'm going to pull out my Trent Bosch carving stand and grip onto the teeny tiny little foot that I've left behind. This is because, since I don't think that this Hollowform is going to be used for anything like eating cereal or drinking soup or holding salads, I'm going to put a finish that I wouldn't normally put on another piece on it, which is some gloss poly. Before I apply any finish, I also like to make sure that I just get all of the dust out of there. It especially likes to settle in the rose engine cuts. From there, it's a pretty simple matter of just globbing on some poly. I've had this wipe-on poly in the shop for a long time. I'm probably due for a new bottle, but I figure it's probably best not to waste it. I can't remember exactly how many coats I was going for here, but this is what it looks like after I sort of rub on and rub off that first coat. When going back for a second application, what I like to do in between coats is to just sort of gently rub the entire thing down with 4 or 5/0 steel wool. It'll kind of gently denib the surface, making sure that any dust that's gotten trapped in the finish gets knocked off, and it seems to leave behind a little bit of a rough surface so that the next round of poly can bond to it. Boy, my voice is really starting to go here. We're going to finish this up quickly. From here, I flip this bad boy around, and I'm really just trying to eliminate the very last of that foot on the bottom. I am using the vacuum chuck here. I did not feel like this hold was perfectly secure, so you can tell here I'm taking like less than 1/2 millimeter with every pass of the gouge. Throwing the piece here would be a huge bummer, and I'm just not interested in doing it, so I'm really walking this one gently across the goal line. Now, I had heard somewhere that poly actually takes a pretty nice buffing, so I'm running it through the standard Tripoli White Diamond Carnauba Wax buffing. And here you have it, a nice, glossy little rose engine Hollowform piece. This was a fun little turn. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor, like and subscribe. If you'd like another way to support the channel, which I know you all do, I've been having some fun making these wood-turning shirts recently. There will be links in the description below. Each purchase helps the channel out a lot. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll see you on the next video.